Have you ever paused to consider what happens when cutting-edge artificial intelligence collides with one of humanity's oldest problems? I mean, fraud.
It's a fascinating and, frankly, pretty concerning intersection.
Exactly. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a truly, well, unsettling story. It's about how AI and automated bots are allegedly being used to manipulate the very platforms where you listen to your favorite music.
Mm.
Our mission for this deep dive is to sort of pull back the curtain on these accusations, understand the ingenious and quite alarming methods reported, and then explore the ripple effects.
Right, the impact on the music industry, on artists.
Precisely. The artists you love to support.
It's important to set the stage here, I think. While we've seen various forms of streaming fraud before, this is different.
How so?
Well, what makes this particular case stand out is its alleged scale and, critically, the claimed use of artificial intelligence. This really feels like a significant moment, highlighting a new frontier for digital misuse.
Okay, so who is at the heart of this alleged AI-driven deception?
The central figure is a man named Michael Smith.
Right. Michael Smith, he's what, a 52-year-old singer from North Carolina?
That's him. And he's facing a cascade of pretty serious charges.
Yeah, I saw that. Wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud, and money laundering. It sounds major.
It is.
And the core accusation is that Smith, it's believed, leveraged AI technologies and automated bots to artificially inflate his music streaming statistics, the alleged goal.
Yeah.
To basically siphon off millions of dollars in royalties.
Royalties that, rightfully belong to others in the music ecosystem.
Yeah.
Real artists, songwriters.
Yeah.
And what's particularly striking is how authorities are framing this. They're claiming it's the first time AI has been identified as the sort of enabling force behind a streaming scam of this magnitude.
The first time with AI on this scale.
That's what they're saying. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams really underscored the severity. He stated that Smith allegedly diverted millions of dollars that should have gone directly to genuine musicians, songwriters, and other rights holders.
Well,
It just underlines how new and challenging these types of digital crimes are becoming for law enforcement to tackle.
okay, here's where it gets really intriguing for me. The mechanics. How did they allegedly pull this off?
Well, the unsealed indictment details the alleged operation. Smith is reported to have distributed hundreds of thousands of AI-generated songs.
Hold on, hundreds of thousands generated by AIs.
That's the allegation, spread across various streaming platforms. And then, to evade detection, automated bots stream these tracks.
How many bots are we talking?
Sometimes up to 10,000 at a time, apparently, streaming constantly.
10,000 bots simultaneously.
Seems so. And through this elaborate scheme, Smith is said to have accumulated over $10 million in illegal royalties over several years.
$10 million? That's staggering. Now, when we talk about automated bots streaming at that scale, are these just simple click farms or something more advanced?
That's a really critical question. These aren't just crude scripts, apparently. The indictment suggests these bots were engineered to mimic human listening patterns. Well, varying IP addresses, adjusting listening durations, even simulating user engagement to try and blend in with legitimate activity.
So much harder to detect then.
Exactly. That's the real challenge for detection, distinguishing genuine interaction from this highly advanced automated deception. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it sort of explains why this kind of large-scale fraud could potentially persist for years.
And it wasn't a solo act either, right? The indictment mentions collaboration.
That's right. According to the indictment, Smith reportedly began collaborating with the CEO of an undisclosed AI music firm around 2018.
An AI music firm.
Okay. And this co-conspirator is said to have supplied Smith with thousands of AI-generated tracks each month.
Thousands a month. Wow. And Smith provided?
In return, Smith allegedly provided the metadata, things like song titles and artist names, and crucially, a share of the illicit earnings.
So a partnership in crime, essentially.
Seems that way. And there's fascinating detail from the indictment and email exchange from March 2019 between Smith and this CEO.
Oh, what did it say?
The executive explicitly stated, and this is a quote, "Keep in mind what we're doing musically here. This is not music, but instant music."
Instant music, not even pretending it's art.
Exactly. It really lays bare the intentional nature of the operation, clearly indicating the use of AI purely for mass content generation, not artistic creation.
It chills you a bit, doesn't it?
It does. And the indictment notes the technology only improved over time, making these fraudulent streams increasingly difficult for platforms to filter out. It's almost like this dystopian vision of music creation, just an assembly line churning out content.
Yeah. And Smith himself, it seems, wasn't exactly quiet about the alleged success.
Apparently not.
In a February email, he reportedly boasted that his AI-generated tracks had amassed over 4 billion streams.
4 billion.
4 billion streams and $12 million in royalties since 2019. That number alone is just mind-boggling.
It truly is. And this brings us to the crucial role the FBI played in uncovering all this.
Right. How did they get involved?
Well, Acting Assistant Director Christiane Curtis specifically noted the agency's commitment to tracking down those who misuse technology like this, to rob people of their rightful earnings and, undermine the work of real artists.
So it's about more than just the money.
Definitely. It isn't just about catching one alleged fraudster. It's about sending a clear message that digital property rights are being taken seriously and that authorities are adapting to these new forms of financial crime.
Okay, so Smith's case is a stark example, really extreme. But is this just an isolated incident, or are we seeing this kind of thing more broadly?
Unfortunately, it seems to be part of a larger pattern. We've seen similar schemes surface. Remember that Danish man?
Vaguely. Didn't he get prison time?
Yeah, an 18-month prison term earlier this year for a comparable operation. So this Smith case, while maybe unique in its alleged AI use at this scale, highlights a systemic vulnerability that many are grappling with.
Right. So if these kinds of schemes are out there, what are the platforms themselves doing? Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube. What's their response?
Well, they all explicitly forbid bots and artificial streams. They have policies against it.
Because it messes up their systems.
Exactly. They see this behavior as highly disruptive. It's not just about cheating the royalty system. Artificial streams directly distort the metrics platforms rely on. It makes it harder for them to identify and promote genuine talent.
And it siphons money away from real artists.
Precisely. From that limited royalty pool. Spotify, for instance, has countermeasures, like they might charge the label or distributor if artificial streams are detected. And music often only earns royalties if it meets certain criteria for legitimate engagement.
But if Smith allegedly made $10 million over years, does that mean the platforms are still playing catch-up? Or is the fraud tech just evolving too fast?
It's probably a bit of both. It's an arms race, really. As platforms develop defenses, the methods of manipulation also grow more sophisticated. It's a constant battle.
But the disruption isn't just about this direct fraud, is it? The whole idea of AI-generated music itself seems to be causing waves.
Oh, absolutely. The wider proliferation is a huge concern. Musicians, record companies, they fear losing both revenue and recognition because of these AI tools that can create not just music, but text and images too.
And there's that huge question of copyright infringement, right? I keep hearing about that. These tools reportedly sometimes use content that creators have already posted online without permission. How does that complicate things legally?
Oh, it creates a legal minefield, a massive one.
Yeah.
If an AI is trained on vast amounts of existing music without proper licensing,
Which seems likely.
then any new content it generates could potentially infringe on those original copyrights. We're really forcing legal frameworks to adapt incredibly quickly to AI's ability to mimic and manipulate. It's setting precedents for what creation and ownership even mean now.
Yeah.
It's a whole new frontier for intellectual property law. Uncharted territory, really.
We saw that tension boil over, didn't we, in 2023 with that track that mimicked the voices of Drake and The Weeknd.
Oh yeah, the Heart of My Sleeve track.
That was it. It went viral almost instantly, but then the streaming platforms pulled it down fast. I remember hearing it. It was genuinely unsettling how accurate the voices were.
It felt like a line had been crossed for a lot of people, artists and listeners alike.
And it's not just isolated incidents or fan experiments. You mentioned artists are concerned.
Very concerned. High-profile musicians, Billie Eilish, Elvis Costello, Aerosmith, many others, they collectively signed an open letter earlier this year.
What was the gist?
They urged the music industry, basically, to address what they call the predatory use of AI to generate content. It shows the depth of feeling, the real anxiety within the creative community about this technology's potential misuse.
So, stepping back.
Yeah.
What does this all mean for you, the listener? How does this alleged fraud, these broader industry challenges, connect back to just enjoying music?
Well, it really impacts how you discover new music, for one.
How so?
If fake streams are distorting charts and algorithms, genuine new artists might struggle to get heard. And of course, that affects how artists are compensated. If money's being siphoned off.
That means less for the artists you actually want to support.
Exactly. It highlights the importance of Well, fair play in the digital ecosystem,
Hmm.
and maybe makes you think a bit more about what you're truly supporting with your streams and subscriptions. It affects the integrity of the art form itself, ultimately.
Yeah, this deep dive really illustrates this fascinating, maybe slightly scary intersection of cutting-edge technology, human creativity, and all these complex ethical and legal dilemmas from AI's rapid advancement in music. It's a landscape just changing at lightning speed.
It truly is. And that leaves us with a pretty provocative thought to mull over, I think.
Go on.
As AI becomes increasingly sophisticated at generating content,
Huh.
how will our very definitions of authenticity and creativity in music actually evolve? What does it even mean?
Hmm.
And maybe more importantly, how can we ensure fair compensation and proper recognition for human artists in this new environment? An environment where algorithms can mimic, manipulate, and even create content so convincingly.
Yeah.
What does it truly mean to be an artist when the lines between human and machine creation are blurring so fast?